Yeah, I really wish I could have been there in person when you guys got to finally see how all this math you've been doing for 4 years relates. So we have a formula up here for the equation of a circle, all right? It's centered at 0, 0. It's x squared plus y squared equals r squared, all right? And this is radius squared, okay? But here's the funny thing. It comes from the Pythagorean theorem, okay, which you've learned since middle school, right? So come over here to my unit circle. The reason why it's called a unit circle is because the radius is 1. And look, I can draw in, remember how we've been finding these ordered pairs right here on the ring? Well, look, it creates a right triangle. And if you're trying to find this ordered pair, remember from 0, 0 to here is your x of your ordered pair. And then from the x-axis up here is your y value. Okay, you see the 90 degrees. Okay, so if you were supposed to do the Pythagorean theorem, it would have been c squared equals a squared plus b squared. All right, the legs are the two that make the right angle right here. So you just replace the Pythagorean theorem with x squared, and then the b squared with y squared. And then you jump across the 90 to find the hypotenuse. But look, since the radius is 1, it's always going to be 1. So 1 squared is still 1. And now look, you have this formula here, except for, of course, the radius is always going to be 1 because it's the unit circle. Okay? So this is where all of this, everything you've been learning in mathematics, that's kind of the beauty in mathematics, I think. How everything you learn comes together. Okay, then to make it even stranger, okay, so now you see that really all you're doing is Pythagorean theorem, okay, all right, but now that you're doing this trig unit, remember there's an x comma y, which is cosine of theta and then sine of theta, so you're going to replace x with cosine, and you're going to replace y with sine, and it's kind of weird how they have it written. They have the trig function squared then the theta, but it still means you take these values and you take it to the second power. And you take these values and you take it to the second power, and then it'll equal 1. Okay? All right, so anyway, that's the theory behind it. It comes from the Pythagorean theorem. But honestly, when you see what we're working on, it's a breeze actually. Okay? So watch. We're going to try problem 1 here. So they're going to give you either the cosine or the sine, okay? And then you just got to find the other one. So look, question 1, if the cosine of theta is 0.8660, find sine of theta. All you got to do is write this formula, and that is cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta equals 1, okay? You're going to take the value they gave you for cosine of theta, 0.8660, and you're just going to plug it in. What really irritates people is they see that kind of like an English word there, that cosine, and they're like, what the heck? Remember, this is Pythagorean theorem. You're just squaring one of the legs, okay? If all of this bothers you, just call it y squared, and then keep the 1, okay? You can make sine squared theta be y squared every time, all right? All we got to do now is square that crazy decimal. So you're going to go 0.8660 and square it. And I'm going to go 0.70, 0.7499, but it'll end up being rounded to 0.75. Okay, and like I'm telling you, everything that we do is coming together. You're going to subtract 75 cents from both sides, and now you're going to have y squared equals 0.25, okay? And then you know how to undo y squared. You're going to square root, all right, and you're going to get 0.5, okay? Not difficult, is it? Just kind of bizarre, right? Yeah. Okay, all you have to do is use this formula, cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta, and equal it to 1. They're going to give you either the cosine of theta or they're going to give you the sine of theta. All right, I got an idea. Let's try another one, and let's just make it even simpler than that, okay? I really think this is a good idea. I hope you'll like it anyway. And I don't know how much room I gave myself, but here comes question dos. And that's what I figured. I didn't give myself that much room, but we'll make it work. Okay, so you know what? Just go ahead and write this version down. Honestly, just go x squared plus y squared equals 1, okay? Just remember sine is y. So now go x squared plus 0.5 squared equals 1, okay? You still need to know that it is cosine and know it's sine, but there's no reason why you can't use that formula, all right? Come over here and you're gonna square 0.5. So x squared, if you go 5 times 5, it's what? 25, but it'll be 0.25. All right, you're gonna subtract, you're gonna get 75 cents. You're gonna hit the square root, you're gonna hit the square root. All right, type in 0.75 cents. Hit that square root button, okay? Sometimes you gotta hit that second key. Holy smokes, 0.8660. 0.8660. And you're gonna see a lot of these numbers, you know, like that chart that I made y'all, they're gonna come up, okay? All right, let's try one more. Who knew you were doing a Pythagorean theorem and geometry, right? And all of this, but you know, all that math, look, math is just like the ocean, okay? It just gets deeper and more full of crap. There's more and more you can do. All right, last one, numero tres. I think I'm gonna slide it up here, okay, just to make sure I have room. So, you guys like my idea of just using that? Let's do it. X squared plus y squared equals 1. Cosine of theta is -1, so you plug it in here. Okay, the whole room is with me. If you square -1, you're going to get +1 plus y squared equals 1. Okay? Subtract 1 from both sides. Y squared equals 0. Square root y equals 0. Alright, so look, cosine of theta is -1. The sine is 0. Well, duh, look, it's that order pair right there. -1, 0 at 180 degrees. Well, hey, this is Mr. Mac, lesson 24.4, and it's good to see y'all.